Biggest MLB Trade Deadline Deals, Steals and Blockbusters of the 21st Century. Biggest MLB Trade Deadline Deals, Steals and Blockbusters of the 21st Century. The big prize of the 2026 trade deadline was back-to-back American Cy Young Award winner Tarik Skubal. The left-hander is on his way to Los Angeles, where he will join the two-time reigning World Series champion Dodgers in their quest for the first three-peat of the century in MLB. If Skubal keeps pitching the way he has since the start of 2024, he'll likely end up on this list next year. July's trade deadline is baseball's ultimate high-stakes gamble.
Looking for a premium phone without the premium price? This renewed, unlocked iPhone 14 offers 128 gigabytes of storage, a sharp 6.1-inch display, and 5G capability for around $299. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/6 right now.
Over the years, some moves have delivered World Series MVPs, while others fell short and left teams with nothing to show for the blue-chip prospects they traded away. Here are the 10 most impactful MLB trade deadline deals since 2000. The Rangers swung for the fences at the 2010 deadline. They traded Justin Smoke, Blake Bevan, Josh Luke, Matthew Lawson, and $2.25 million in cash to the Seattle Mariners for Lay and Mark Lowe. Lee proved to be the ultimate missing piece for the Rangers, leading them to its first World Series appearance in franchise history. The impact Lee was everything the Rangers traded for and more. He tore through the American League playoffs, posting 3 double-digit strikeout starts and putting on an absolute clinic with a 1.26 ERA and 3.0 record. The Rangers lost the World Series to the San Francisco Giants in 5 games, but Lee's heroic postseason run won't ever be forgotten. The Houston Astros pulled off one of the unique trade deadline deals in recent memory through a 3-team blockbuster. The Astros acquired Beltran in the deal, while the Kansas City Royals landed a pair of prospects in John Buck, Mike Wood, and Mark Tehan. The Oakland Athletics rounded out the deal by acquiring Octavio Dodal. The impact Beltran's impact was short-lived with the Astros. He played well during the playoffs, hitting 8 home runs during their playoff run, but he ended up leaving just a few months later in free agency after signing a 7-year, $119 million deal with the New York Mets. Still, it wasn't the last time fans would see him in an Astros uniform. Beltran returned to the Astros more than a decade later and helped them win their first-ever World Series in 2017 when they defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers. Sabathia is viewed as one of the more underrated starting arms acquired at the deadline in history. The Brewers traded Matt Laporta, Zach Jackson, Rob Bryson, and Michael Brantley to the Cleveland Indians, now Guardians, for Sabathia. Even with Sabathia being a true rental, his impact goes well beyond the stat sheet. The impact after the Brewers traded for Sabathia, he went on an absolute clinic on the mound, posting an 11-2 record and 1.64 ERA in 17 starts. He also pitched 7 complete games and 3 shutouts, while throwing a complete game against the Chicago Cubs in Game 162. With that win, the Brewers ended a 26-year postseason drought to secure a National League wildcard spot. Most relievers have a limited impact on a postseason run, but trading for Aroldis Chapman was a game-changer for the Chicago Cubs. By sending Adam Warren, Gleyber Torres, Billy McKinney, and Rashad Crawford to the New York Yankees. With the deadline deal, the Cubs got the elite closer they desperately needed to win their first World Series for the first time in 108 years. The impact the Cubs already had the best record in baseball, but his playoff pedigree was unmatched with how well he was able to close games. He ended the playoff run with a 2.0 record and 3.45 ERA, but he also recorded 4 saves and threw 15.2 innings. Chapman pitched multiple innings during his appearances and fought through severe fatigue from manager Joe Maddon to help secure the World Series win. He will forever go down as one of the key reasons the Cubs slayed the curse of the Billy Goat. Soto has been traded multiple times, but the return that the Washington Nationals received for him might never be seen again. The Padres were able to land Soto and Josh Bell, but gave up James Wood, C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, Luke Voigt, and Robert Hassell III. Wood, Abrams, and Gore have all been all-star selections, while Soto only played 2 seasons with the Padres. This trade was the start of the Padres unloading their entire farm system as they pushed to remain competitive with both the Dodgers and Giants consistently in the NL West. The ultimate impact of this deal was how little the Padres got out of Soto before trading him to the Yankees 2 seasons later. Wood, Abrams, and Gore became part of the national young nucleus, with Wood becoming one of the brightest young stars in the league. Losing Ronald Acuna Jr. to a torn ACL in 2020, one should have ended the Braves' season. Instead, aggressive midseason trades for Jock Pederson, Adam Duvall, and Jorge Soler saved their outfield and in many ways sparked a World Series run. However, there might not have been a more impactful deal than acquiring Soler from the Kansas City Royals. For the type of impact that Soler made, the Braves only had to give up minor league prospect Casey Kallick, who never made it to the major league level. The impact Soler capped a dominant postseason by winning World Series MVP and leading Atlanta to its first title since 1995. With 6 hits, 3 home runs, and 6 RBIs in the series, he proved just how much one hot bat can transform a championship run. The Dodgers are no secret to making deadline deals, especially when they're making a World Series push. One of the biggest deals was when they acquired Scherzer and Turner from the Nationals for Keibert Ruiz, Josiah Gray, Gerardo Carrillo, and Donovan Casey. By bringing in Scherzer and Turner as short-term options, the Dodgers pulled off one of the biggest, all-in, moves in recent memory. The impact Scherzer was a true rental, but Turner still had a year of team control, but the impact on both teams was evident. After giving up the amount of young talent that the Dodgers did, they didn't even make a World Series and lost to the Braves in the NLCS. The 2015 Mets were a red-hot Royals team away from a World Series title, and that iconic run was all about Yoenis Cespedes. Giving up just Michael Fulmer and Luis Sessa to get him remains one of the best deadline steals in recent memory. The impact Cespedes made his impact known for the Mets during the 2015 playoffs, finishing with 12 hits, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. While his postseason performance fluctuated, he remained one of the league's most dynamic threats and entered October fresh off a Gold Glove-winning season. Lee's impact has been so special that he made the list twice. This time was when he was traded to the Phillies at the 2009 deadline. The Phillies were able to acquire Lee and Ben Francisco from the Guardians for Carlos Carrasco, Jason Knapp, Lou Marson, and Jason Donald. The impact the Phillies' rotation became one of the most feared in the league during a dominant 2009 postseason run led by Lee, Cole Hamels, Pedro Martinez, and Joe Blanton. Lee went 4-0 with a 1.56 ERA to help them reach the World Series before they ultimately fell to the Yankees. Verlander being traded from the Detroit Tigers after 13 seasons to the Astros was one of the most impactful deadline deals in league history. He's not just a Triple Crown winner and one of the most dominant arms the sport has seen, but he also helped the Astros win the World Series. The Astros traded away Daz Cameron, Jake Rogers, and Franklin Perez for Verlander and cash considerations. On top of spending 5 seasons with the team, Verlander won the 2019 Al Cy Young Award and took home another World Series ring in 2022. The impact during the Astros' 2017 postseason run, Verlander went 4-1 with a 2.21 ERA and a franchise record 38 strikeouts in 36.2 innings pitched. Along with winning the World Series, Verlander added a major individual accolade to his resume with the ALCS MVP.